Okay, so as you can guess by the title and by the current route, thank you, stream close cap. You're here when no one else is is here. This is why I keep you around, because even though if you're a bot, at least you'll always you'll never let me down. If I should take that off. Most of the games I play actually have like, subtitles or have text boxes, so that'd be nice to add stream like closed captions, but doesn't I never really have the opportunity to. But anyways, as you can tell, I'm now I'm now gonna move on to Enomoto's route. Why him specifically? I'm kind of just following the recommended route order now. I played blind before, and I'm still playing blind. Speaking of, speaking of playing blind, my status. Okay, love catches off, so yeah, I won't be able to see any. See if I got the answers, the choices right or not, which is gonna be nerve-wracking. But hey, whatever. I somehow managed to get the good end for Okazaki, so we didn't have to suffer through his bad ending. With Enomoto, I have no idea. But anyways, I was saying with Enomoto, I decided to go with him because now I'm following the recommended route order. From what I saw, without getting spoiled, that it's the first route you should do in Collex Malice is either Enomoto or Sasuzuka. It doesn't seem to matter which one, but I saw some guides say Enomoto is best to start off with. So yes, and then next would be Sasuzuka, and then next would be Shiraishi. Even though now, actually, I can do Shiraishi's route now, because the first time you play this game, you can't. I want to do everything I can. So I just decided to skip the prologue, because I feel like it'd be, it's basically basically the exact same thing. Nothing changes, so if you want to go look at the prologue, go back to my first stream of Collex Malice. And I also going to put up a video, most likely. Maybe by the end of the month, I don't know. If not by the end of the month, then definitely sometime in June. Of the first route that I took in Collex Malice, including the prologue, so. Anyways, I want to research XA's beginnings. There are things I need to protect. I want the details of the weapon span repeal. I think there's a leak in the police station. Okay. So I already to double check, I already went ahead and picked this one, the one I'm resting on. I want to research XA's beginnings, which is how you start Enomoto's route. There are things I need to protect. This Okazaki's. We're not doing that again. I might stream getting his other endings at some point. Maybe. I'll see. Want the details of the weapons ban repeal, which I believe is Sasuzuka's, because the leak in the police station I know for sure is Shiraishi, because that wasn't there the first time we played. So let's research XA's things, which I want to know. I can understand now why Enomoto usually is the recommended first route, because why not start from the beginning? I'm not so sure that I understood the path I would take. I made up my mind. I'm ready. I plan to start by researching the April case where this all started and then move on to the May case. Well...
それより X-ray 事件を調べてください。真実を知れば、きっとあなたたちは今の正義を貫けなくなる。それでも我々の志に反するのが正しいと思えるかどうか見定めさせてもらいます。
Justice. Adonis had used the word repeatedly. It seemed like they planned to continue the murders, but I thought there was more to it. At least that was my gut feeling. The police are working hard on the cases, but we still have information gaps on the X-Day crimes. These X-Day crimes are just that dense. There's so much going on in every case. I thought it would be best to start from the beginning.
その分だと決意だけは固いみたいだね。にしても捜査に不慣れな特防がしゃしゃり出てくるとか、私らが信用されてないみたいだけど。
That's not true at all. It's true that I'm inexperienced. I want your advice because you've been at so many crime scenes.
そんな必死になんなくてもいいよ。ごめん、ちょっと意地悪だったね。
Can you help me then?
まあ、いいよ。笹塚に頼まれた時は正直面倒だなって思ったけど。
Can't blame you. Can't blame you.
あんた、誰かが手を貸してやらないと何も調べようがないじゃん。
Yeah, I know.
初見で気に食わないやつだったら考えてたけど、事件を追う熱意はあるみたいだし。なんでもってわけにはいかないけど、融通が利く範囲でなら協力してあげる。
Thank you so much. She looks scared in her photo, but I'm glad that she turned out to be a kind person. Just I pat my chest in relief.
協力してあげたらその都度、誠意は現物でもらうけどね。食べ放題の焼肉とかすき焼きとか。
Sukiyaki's
ステーキ
good.
でもいいよ。
Sukiyaki's good. I've had it before and it's really good. Gave me a terrible stomachache afterwards, but it's the kind of stomachache you get where you ate really good food, but it was just too much for your stomach to take. That kind of stomachache. Okay. I'll definitely have it again too. It would be a necessary expense. Apparently Sazuka plied her with meat too. Is that correct? Is that really the correct term? I'll have to budget for this. But I thought about my unfortunate reality. How we get attacked? My phone buzzed in my pocket. I nodded to Sakura Ogawa and proceeded to take the call. Yes, this is Hoshino.
事件だ。被害者が出た。住宅街での犯行らしくてな。現場が混乱してる。特防にも応援要請が入った。すぐに向かうぞ。
Right, yes, sir. I hung up the phone and saw Sakura waiting for the rooftop exit. I was sure she had orders to move out too. I have to hurry. Okay, so this is the exact same as last. I do remember we got like right after we spoke to Sakura. I always like stumble over her name. But after we talked to her, we had to rush off to a crime scene. Because they put my phone away, so I'm moving to the crime scene. But this is when we're going straight into chapter 1. Yep, and there's Enomoto. So we did it! Oh goodness gracious. Have I got myself? HELP or HELP, the rate spaced out. A video believed to be linked to the X-Day crimes was sent to the police. Additionally, it was sent to a common internal email address. In the video, it looked as if a film projector was projecting a digital timer onto the chest of a man who had been bound by rope. When the countdown reached 0, the man would be executed. A gag order was issued to prevent a panic, and the transmission source was traced. By the time the location had been identified, the victim had already been killed. Exact same as last time. We're very sorry. We cannot discuss details at this moment. Sorry.
失礼しました。これも職務なもので、ご協力感謝いたします。
When Mochi and I were collecting statements and controlling the parameter, there was an unending stream of curious onlookers. We can't assume it's not a copycat crime, but a coin was found at the scene. If it matches the coins that Adonis has left at every other crime scene, then this will become an official X-Day case. Adonis had made one attack per month, and I thought my calling was this month's incident. That day would crumble if this homicide turned out to be an X-Day killing. Ah, yes, I will escort you, ma'am. While I guided the woman, my mind drifted to thoughts about the caller. Nagi's team saved me within the time designated by my attacker, but the victim this time. When I thought about it, I was filled with soul-crushing regret. I'd walked the area, hoping to find some clues, but I hadn't learned anything useful. I was learning that enthusiasm alone didn't solve complex problems.
星野、そんな風に落ち込んでも捜査は進展しないぞ。前を見ろ。
Yeah, sorry.
これまでの捜査もなかなか事件の核心に迫る証言は得られなかったからな。こういうのは根気強さが大切なんだ。そうすれば、そのうち巧妙が見えてくる。
Okay. Let's hope. Let's hope. I suppose you're right. When we get back to the office, I'll compile a report of the statements we took.
しかし、今回は随分惜しかったらしいな。さっき小耳に挟んだんだが、予告動画が送られてきてから異例の速さで現場を特定できたらしい。まあ実際は間に合わなかったわけだが、あと10分20分早ければ食い止められた可能性が高かったそうだ。わざわざ動画を一般公開せず警察に送りつけてきたことといい、なんだか犯人がほくそ笑んでいるようで、どうにも歯がゆいな。
Just feel pretty helpless. It's hard to struggle with your fear on the brink of death, not knowing if you will be saved. I experienced that fear firsthand, and I didn't want anyone else to feel it. I have time to be depressed, and there's someone that I can help somehow. I spoiled myself and thought ahead. December 7th, 9:30 p.m. By the time I finished processing the interviews and making my report, it had gotten to be pretty late in the evening. Onizuka seemed upset. Last night, he sent a terse text telling me to go to the office, and I said I'd go once I was done. He might snap at me if I don't hurry. I turned in my report to militia and departed the police station for the detective office. I wonder now that we're doing Enomoto's route if we would interact with the Yanagi's group more, because when we did Okazaki's route, since technically he's the outsider of the game, it felt like we were, you know, just chilling with him more more than anything. So we'll see. While I walked, I decided to introduce myself to Enomoto since he was also on April and May. I'm not gonna lie, sometimes I feel like I say Enomoto instead of Enomoto, so forgive me. Forgive me. I don't know why I do that, but I do. But the fact I should be used to Japanese names. Actually, of everyone in the office, Enomoto was closest to my age.
俺はお前のことを疑ってっから。
うん。
お前が犯人と繋がってる可能性が高いってのは間違いない事実だからな。柳先輩が捜査に加えるって言うなら従うけど、変に期待すんなよ。
Yep, what a warm welcome. This is gonna be great. Yay! Just couldn't forget how blunt he has been with me. He had been told to work with me, but it doesn't seem like he's okay with it. Right. I mean, yeah. I mean, of all of yours, we have Enomoto, Azuka, Shiraishi, and Yanagi left. And besides Yanagi, I feel like everyone else is just old. Well, we will see. Enomoto is also a pretty interesting guy. Yeah. Yeah, I'm trying to hope. Hoshino.
空いているから入ってくれ。
Then, excuse me. All the members except Shiraishi, of course, were gathered here.
急に呼び出して悪いな。そこに座ってくれ。
Okay. I sat down on the sofa across from Yanagi and looked at Sadazuka and Enomoto. Sadazuka was staring at his computer as usual, while Enomoto... As soon as we made eye contact, he very pointedly turned away. It's his problem. was unfair. They told me to come here. I looked at Yanagi, who had been the only one to speak to me, and spoke up. Am I here because of the incident that happened today?
ああ、白石から少し前に連絡があってな。事件現場に落ちていたコインが X デイ事件のものと一致したそうだ。
So Adonis was responsible for this one after all. I felt like we saw more of the crime scene in Okazaki's route, didn't we? We did, because I think we lingered and we met like a couple of the high-ups like Morioka and the other guy. For some reason I can't remember his name. The one with the glasses. Yeah, I remember. Alright. This time you know like nothing.
だが、今回の事件はこれまでの X デイ事件に比べると明らかに異質だ。
Different?
他の X デイ事件と大きく違う点があ
I
る。
don't know.
星野、それが何かわかるか？
I don't know. Are they about to grill me again? Because I know Collex Malice likes throwing questions at you about the case. My tiny brain is too dumb to connect two and two. Oh no. But yeah, so that about the other X-Day crimes. Is it that different from the rest? Nothing stood out, so I hung my head slightly. Sorry, I don't know. Oh, she doesn't know. I think it's like...
こりゃついにEnomoto峰様の出番みてえだな。
Oh god. What? I looked at Enomoto, who was suddenly laughing some reason. He bounded to his feet and dramatically flourished a folded fan that he had been holding. Yeah, I was about to say, he has a flair for the dramatic, doesn't he?
泣かぬなら泣かせてみせよう、ホトトギス。ズバリその一室ってのはだな。
現場特定までの速度。
So stupid. Just the way he cuts in with the answer. Sorry.
それに、いつもならネットに上がるはずの動画が新宿署のみに直接送りつけられてた。
それ今俺が言おうとしたのに。
うるせえな。そんなに泣きてえなら俺が泣かせてやるよ。
なんだと？やんのかワカメ。
Enomoto gritted his teeth, but Sasuke didn't seem the least bit interested. Watching him, Yanagi sighed. This poor father.
話が脱線したが、今までの X デイ事件は用意周到に計画した上で行われてきた犯罪だ。
That's true. It's like they were toying with the police.
けど、今回の事件はどこか突発的なんだよ。アドニスにとっても想定外なんじゃねえか。
Oh my god, I'm now starting to see why it's best to do movie Enomoto's route first. Because with Okazaki's route, when you talk about this crime, they literally kind of like grill you, ask you questions, and you have to pick choices. But literally here in Enomoto's route, they just lay it out for you. You don't have to do choices, you just have to listen to them talk about the case. Okay. Thanks.
なるほど。
ミネオ、お前もそこのバカ猫と同レベルか。
いやー、それは。
星野、今回の犯人像、お前はどう思う？
We even did this see Now that Yanagi was asking for my opinion, I couldn't let him down. I mustered my courage and gave my answer. Someone diligent, someone reckless. What, the criminal profile for this case? Oh, okay. Oh, so they actually do ask you questions. Actually, I should save here. Now that we're finding out Enomoto's route, I should. There we go. I don't know, it seems like the person is kind of reckless, but say reckless. I don't wanna I'm gonna try my best not to delay too much on questions. It would take like too much time. You just go for it. This incident wasn't one that was planned by Adonis. I mean, the project acted independently, so maybe the person behind this crime stole a necklace?
の正解。まああれだけヒント出せば当然か。
Huh? Did Enomoto give out any hints? And I guess that Zuko were the ones doing all the analysis.
今までの X デー事件に比べたら計画性皆無でずさん。やることなすことお粗末すぎるんだよ。
ほうほう。つまり今回の犯人はバカってことだな。
だったら真っ先にお前が逮捕されんだろ。
なぜ？
ともかくこれらの相違点が何かしらの起点になればいいんだがな。
Just over here laughing over over Enomoto. I can't. I really can't. Oh lord. There has to be some reason why this crime is different.
なんかこう使える情報が天からポポンと降ってくりゃいいのにな。
Sometimes it doesn't tell. Oh, I took witness statements if you think that might help.
なぜそんな大事なことを黙っていた？その内容、試しに述べてみよ。
誰なんだよ、てめえは。バカ猫、こいつは無視していい。とりあえず話してみろ。
Okay, understood. I took out the notes I jotted down while interviewing people and presented the information I had collected. The victim firmly worked at the studio that developed the online game from the August murders. He recently moved to that residence and kept a nocturnal lifestyle. Nobody ever really saw him during the day. People that did see him reported that he acted suspiciously and seemed skittish.
で、他には？
That's all.
悪い。一個だけ言っていいか？情報少なすぎね。
You tried our best, sir. What did you expect? You stayed cooped up at home all the time and really came outside.
いや、そうかもしんないけど、もっとこう決定的なやつを期待したっつうか。
Wow, sorry for disappointing you.
まあ、バカ猫にしちゃ上出来だろう。
I just keep getting wounded one after the other.
え、マジ？
マジだ、バカ頭。被害者は8月の X デー事件のネットゲームの開発者。つまり、8月の事件でアリバイがあった容疑者をもう一度洗えば、何か出てくる可能性があるってことだろ
う。おー、そういうことか。つうことはお手柄じゃん。星野、意外とやるなお前。
He'd be so blatantly flip-flop whenever it becomes convenient for him. Now he's being complimented as if he'd forgotten how he's used. La 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 la. I'm sorry. I'm just like cracking up over this man. Now he was being Now he's being complimentary as if he'd forgotten that he was just criticizing me. It was so pathetic. I actually felt somewhat sorry.
請求さを求めているのか。事件の起こし方が大胆というより露骨になってきたように思える。
Let's not be that mean, Ichika, please. Sigh. Still reeling over her comment over.
この変化をどう捉えるべきか。まだ明確な答えは出せそうにないがな。ローマ数字9から始まった X デーのカウントダウンも今月でついに1だ。もう残された時間は少ない。
Next month will be 0.
X デーは1月。
そこのバカ2人、何今更分かりきったことを神妙に言ってんだ。引き算できますアピールなんていらねえよ。
Zuko needs to like You know, pull back too, man. Jesus Christ. That bit of criticism stung, but I had no comeback for it. I do feel like Ichika in this route is a bit less sharp than in Okazaki's route, but hey, I guess there has to be that kind of adjustment in each route so far. About the case, as opposed to like Okazaki's route, about like Uyi almost back. I thought Enomoto would be furious because I was looking for that comment, but he's being awfully quiet. Besides, I thought it's surprising that Enomoto seemed contemplative.
Oh,
Just realized something?
ああ、ズバリ分かっちまったよ。今回の事件が他と比べて異質な理由。それは X デーを目前にして犯人たちが浮き足立ってるって証拠だ。そう、例えるなら織田陣営を前にした東海一の弓取り今川義元が如く。俺様の名推理にみんな言葉もないみたいだな。
Yes. The speechless. Okay.
どうしたどうした。あまりにも素晴らしい例えで驚いたか。
No, turn tail means run away. I think the phrase you're looking for might be turn it up. Oh, his blush was cute. And Enomoto's face turned beet red and he hung his head in extreme shame. What now? Should I not have said that? I sheepishly looked over to Yanagi. He ignored it, I know. He just continues on without without even acknowledging it. Oh lord. He must be used to it by now.
犯人が目標達成を目の前にして油断しているというのはありえない話じゃない。
As long as it carries out its attacks as an organization now.
おそらくは絶対的なカリスマが率いる組織、意思決定や犯罪計画もその中心人物がいてこそだ。だが向こうも一枚岩ってわけじゃねえ。トップのやつ、そいつがどんだけすごかろうが所詮は人間だからな。神じゃねえ以上全てをコントロールしようとすんのは無理。
何を企んでるかわからない以上厄介な相手には違いないよな。
Oh, Enomoto's alive again. Seems like he was quick to recover.
何にしても8月の事件に関わってんなら俺の担当分だ。柳さん、それでいいよな。ああ、頼む。
I was nervous about being added to the investigation. I wonder if I just helped. December 7th instance has been added to routines. Alright, cool. There's a quick gap in experience between me and them, so I can't deny that I wasn't as quick as Yanagi and the others. But the fear of the poison in the collar drove me to pursue the cases harder. I felt like this was very like me.
ところで星野、お前はどの事件を追うつもりなんだ?
Ah. While the discussion was over, Sasuke paid me no attention, and Enomoto had begun yawning sleepily. I timidly spoke up. I think I want to work on the cases from April and May.
ちょいまし。それひょっとしなくても俺が担当してる事件じゃねえか。
Yes.
なんでよりによって他の事件でもいいだろう。
No, I can't. I finally shut down the suggestion that I'd find something else to do. The criminal behind the collar was obsessed with justice. He also mentioned the truth of X-Day in the second letter. It's as if they feel there's a legitimate reason for committing the X-Day murders. It felt to me like they were saying that their idea of justice was correct, or what the police call justice is wrong. If there's some great meaning behind the X-ray crimes, I should start by examining the motives and goals behind the first incident. So, I want to investigate April and May when all this began. When I stared at myself and would avoid looking at my eyes. His expression seemed pain, which made me curious, but...
Enomoto, 彼女が彼女なりの考えでこの事件を選んだのは分かっただろう。共に捜査するパートナーとしてどうだ？
どうとかいきなり言われても、この事件は俺が一人で追うべきだし。
Maybe never bothered her. I always used to be in Phillips, so from his perspective, maybe I'd be a burden. Ichika kinda is. If Okazaki's view is anything to go by. He seemed so disappointed when I talked about my witness statement. I couldn't back down here. You know, she's trying her best. She's trying. I stood up from the sofa and walked over to Enomoto.
なんだよ、文句あるってのか。
Enomoto tensed up. I bowed before him. Please allow me to work with you.
What?
I'll do my best not to get in your way. I hate being useless.
おい、なんでそんな、やめろって。
Please.
わかったから頭上げろよ。
You let me work with you? I looked up, wondering if my passion had moved him.
バカじゃねえの。これくらいのことでそんな喜ぶなんてよ。
He quickly scurried away from me and turned away. I knew it. He still doesn't trust me. I mean, you guys only really know each other for like, what? A day or two. But I can't look weak. The bottom line is that he's accepted me regardless.
笹塚、星野は4月と5月の担当ということで構わないな。
As long as we're not in his way. I'm sure he's fine.
別に俺には関係ねえし。
Yeah.
話がこれで終わりなら俺ちょっと出てくる。
After saying that, Sasuke quickly left the building.
俺も上で一服してくる。
Smoking is bad for you.
こいつと二人だけにするつもりっすか。さすがにそれは勘弁してくださいよ。
What? Yeah, I'm just gonna... Yeah. I was rather opposed to the notion as well.
お前たちは今日からパートナーになるんだ。お互いを知るためにも少し話をしてみろ。
いや、俺には話すことなんか。
For that remark, Kanagi took a cigarette out of his coat and went outside. Oh dear. People were alone in the room. I could feel the awkwardness to the scream. And the Enomoto's ostentatious fan wavering mannerisms from early in the evening were long gone and were now replaced by stammering.
なんなんだこの状況。お見合いじゃあるまいし、あとは若い二人で状態にされてもな。
And Enomoto moved away from me while I growled into him. Nagi must have done this out of concern to help us talk out our differences. I didn't want to let his concern go to waste, but I felt like there was a gap between us.
俺にどうしろってんだよ。
We're going to be partners. I'd like to know more about Enomoto. If he's not connected to the criminals, I'm sure he'd be stubborn about it. I'm prepared to wait and see what his attitude towards me is. True. I don't know if you guys caught it, but the way his eyes moved back and forth, what I moved back and forth. I wonder if it's ever gonna come off. I feel like that's usually the case, right? At some point. At some point it's gonna come off. And the Enomoto keep glancing at me as if he wants to say something. I didn't. If you have something to say, just go ahead and say it. Maybe the silence was killing me. I just wanted to say anything, even small talk. This is going longer than what's comfortable. Meanwhile, Emerald decided it'd be a good time to go and hide behind the partition that was situated deep in the room. Now what? Should I follow him?
あのさ、喉乾いたから茶入れようかなって。お前も飲む？
Yes, please. Oh, for having tea, I can.
いいって。俺好みの茶の濃さってのがあるんだ。
I see. How strong do you like it exactly?
ほどほどだ。
It's not really an answer. He sounds. I know. I was gonna say. I still feel so awkward. I would be dying. My little introverted heart. I could not take the situation. It still felt uneasy, but I was relieved that we managed to say something at least.
おや、入れてきたぞ。心して飲め。
Alright. I picked up the cup by Enomoto just watching. Hot. It was steaming. I'd burned myself if I didn't cool it down. Hold on. I don't think the mic picked up that. I should have blown the mic. Okay, let me stop. Oh, sorry. I thought it'd be better to cool it off a bit. I apologize. Maybe that tea was best enjoyed piping hot.
別にちょっと可愛いななんて思ってねえんだからな。
Oh lord. Oh lord. We didn't ask, but okay. We'll assume that it.
そんなことで俺を怪獣させようったってそうはいかねえっつの。残念でした。
Enomoto, are you okay? Enomoto nodded, tears filling his eyes. He gulped down the scalding hot tea. Oh, this poor. Oh no.
平気やし、俺ほどにもなるとこんなのへでもね。
Don't look fine. Why don't we add some ice? I know you went through the trouble to make it fresh, but this tea's a little hot for me. I'd like to cool it down.
冷凍庫にある。
Ah. Oh, okay. Pardon me then. He burned his tongue so he could properly speak. That's cute. I hurriedly went over to the refrigerator, took out an ice tray, and brought it over to Enomoto. Enomoto was facing away from me, so I tapped him on the shoulder.
When
he turned around, I tossed an ice cube into his open mouth. Well, I thought this would be the fastest way to cool down your mouth, Ichigo. You don't just throw an ice cube into someone's mouth. Could have choked.
別に俺はやけどなんてしてねえんだからな。そんな疑いをやめろよ。
I think hot tea would disable him so badly. He must really dislike hot food and drink. Oh, by the way, I've heard that placing sugar on your tongue helps relieve the pain. Oh, really? That's not something I need. Also, I saw on TV that honey works as well. Honey is supposed to be good for mouth ulcers and cuts. Oh. Interesting.
勉強になる。それならどっちも台所にあるし。
Should I bring them over for you?
違うだから俺はやけどなんてしてね
え Okay. Why are you not speaking normally, sir? He was obviously lying, but it looked like I had no choice but to play along. Fine, but... I reached over and dropped an ice cube into his cup of tea. Aren't we both just enjoying our tea a little cooler today? And I looked at the melting ice cube and then at me, then he nodded. The next time I let my tea cool down and took a sip. Delicious! You must have spent some time brewing it.
なんだよ、余計な気使いやがって。俺はあのままでも大丈夫だったってのに。
like this. What did she do exactly besides, you know, be suspicious with her collar? And, like, it's not even, like, the case with Okazaki either, who was outside and didn't know what happened, the circumstances. I don't know what was there. Sorry, it's just, like, they're kind of sad. Maybe the ice cube in his mouth had melted, because Enomoto was grumbling to himself again and drinking his tea. For a while, we sat there side by side drinking our tea. Didn't talk, but it felt less awkward than it had at first. Once I finished my tea. Thank you for the tea. We managed to finally break the ice. Literally. Maybe now we can talk about work.
とりあえずなんだけどさ。
Yes?
俺はまだお前のこと信用できない。
Huh? I was just getting excited to talk about the case now that it's wiped away.
あ、でもその根は悪いやつじゃないとは思う。さっきも氷持ってきてくれたし。
You only just met. I met under really weird circumstances, so I know that you won't be able to trust me right away. There's my life on the line. I seriously want to solve the X-Day cases. Your help would be indispensable to me to help me achieve my goal.
本当にそうか。
ん？
事件解決のために俺の力が絶対に必要だって本気で思うのか。
What do you mean?
お前だって分かってるだろう。俺はここのメンバーの中じゃ飛び抜けて頭使うのに向いてね。柳先輩みたいな冷静な判断力も、タケルみたいな勘の良さや知識も、白石さんみたいな分析力もねえんだ。そんな俺と一緒に捜査して X デイ事件を解決できるってどういう根拠で思ってんだ。
I looked at me, so I examined my own feelings on the matter. I said the first thing that came to mind. In that case, I'm the same. I don't have experience like the rest of you, as Suzuka says I'm not all that smart. I don't think brains are the only way that these cases can be solved. It might sound like idealistic nonsense to you, but I think that the will to solve this, no matter what, might be the most important quality of all. I decided to take the April and May instance. I just thought that it would be the most natural for us to work together since you're on them. Besides, you're a former field officer. Yeah, you must have talent to get there at your age. Not actually how old Enomoto was. How old was he again? If it wasn't talent and effort, even I know that much. I argued earnestly while Enomoto quietly walked. Maybe I've gone too far, but I couldn't stay silent. If I was going to work with Enomoto, then I wanted to learn more about him. I felt like he didn't want to acknowledge his own value.
なるほどな。わかった。
You understand now?
お前がだいぶちょとつ盲信だってことはなんとなくわかった。
What? How's that the thing that you took from the speech I gave?
ま、とにかくだな。俺は事件の実行犯だって言われてるアドニスのやり方が気に食わねえ。
Feel the same way.
だからアドニスと少しでも関係があるならお前じゃなくても無理だって思うし疑う。
I kinda just want to give up at this point. Fine, continue distrusting us. As long as we can work together on the case. I'm not.
本当に全くの無関係ならお前は狙われねえはずだろ。たとえお前が意図してなくてもな、あっちが狙う理由は必ずあるんだ。
That I agree with. I feel like there's someone in Adonis that personally knows each other. And that's why they went for a user like this. Especially after playing through Okazaki's. It seems like for sure that's probably.
たまたま目についたから狙った。じゃ説明できない状況だろ。
But it's true. You can't dispute Enomoto's pointed remark. I know why I've been targeted, but Adonis wouldn't have just picked me for no reason. It's difficult to understand.
それに、お前だって俺たちを信用してるわけじゃねえんだろ。昨日そう言ってたもんな。それなのに捜査のパートナーとかさ、本気で成り立つと思ってんのか。
Deeply distrust me. As I watched him quietly vocalize that thought, I felt it more than ever. I could understand his doubts. It was so frustrating. It's not as if I came here without knowing what I wanted. I can't say that it will work. Okay. This is why I was like, oh, when is the first choice coming up? Because we've been playing for a while and I haven't seen it come up. So like I said, I don't have left catch on, so I don't know. So nothing will pop up whether I get it right or wrong. So let me just double check. So basically the partnership, I guess it will work. Can't say that it will. I'm gonna be positive, but at the same time, I'm also just like, I'm also thinking too, don't want to go for answers that sound purposely wrong, because I'm not really aiming to actually get the good end. I think with Okazaki, that was just a fluke. With Enomoto, I don't know. I feel like it might just be easier to get the bad ends first and then get the good endings later. I want to choose both, actually. I'm gonna go with this one. Because I think... Maybe it's because I saw it first. So I thought of picking it first, but I kind of... It's true that, in this situation, one might not expect things to go smoothly.
事件解決に向けてのメリットがない以上、組むことなんてできねえよ。
But if that's what you've decided, then it's already over.
どういう意味だよ。
Now that I've decided to pursue the April May instance, I want to cooperate with you. Whether or not you distrust me, I'm still going to investigate those cases, so I'd like to work together as much as we can. If you suspect me of being connected to Adonis that much, then I don't mind if you use me.
は？お前何言って？
If you decide to use me, then you will benefit from working with me. You can pretend to work with me so that I lead you to have direct contact with Adonis. That, or observe me while pretending to work with me, while you gain clues about the criminals.
言葉だけなら何とでも言えるだろう。今言ったことだって、俺に取り入るための。
I won't lie to you. We're going to be partners, so I don't need to lie, do I? I don't mind if you take advantage of me, not if it helps us protect the citizenry of Shinjuku. That's my idea of justice. And Enomoto's been glaring at me, but now he just sighed. I don't know if that was right or wrong. But hey, we will see. Yeah, I'll keep going. Usually sometimes I do look at, like, at the end of the chapter, I do look at the status to see where I'm at. So I might do that. I don't know how long this chapter is going to be, and I don't think I'll be streaming long. I've only been streaming for about an hour. So I'm probably gonna stream another hour and then call it quits, depending. And another moment in a way that somehow seemed depressed. Why is that his response to what I said? I want to ask, but I don't really feel like an appropriate time to do so. Yeah, he always seems a bit down, because it reminded me the first, like, when we went, his choice in the prologue, when we can decide to either pick, oh, I understand, or I want to trust you. And when you say, I want to trust you, he still seems, like, obstinate about it, but then, in the end, he just seems kind of sad. It's like, And now it's kind of like the same deal, where he just seems a bit depressed. It's just like, is he okay? I wonder what his deal is, but I guess we will find out later. I spoke my piece. Enomoto looked at me and seemed about to say, oh, something when the door suddenly opened and Yanagi returned. Oh. We were just getting there, Yanagi. Why did you come back now? Well, Ichika was done, and Enomoto not so much. Yes, indeed. I nodded and looked back towards Enomoto. Enomoto, can we continue? Huh? I'd only taken my eyes off him for a moment, but Enomoto was gone.
榎本ならもう出て行ったぞ。あれでも元機動捜査隊だからな。無駄に素早い身のこなしだった。
Jesus. I see. He looked like he wanted to say something, but instead he vanished on me.
多少調子に乗りやすいところがあるが、これからよろしく頼む。
Huh. Thanks. We'll make the best of it. I felt a touch of anxiety, wondering this would actually be okay. I decided to wait a while for him to return. Did he go? It didn't seem like he would be coming back, so I decided to text him and go home for the day. You want to tell me something? I'm going home today, so please make sure to tell me next time, Enomoto. There, sent. Text back. Maybe I should take a shortcut home. I don't know if that's the best. Whenever you're just like, oh, let's take a shortcut back home or back to the place that we're supposed to go. It never really turns out the best, but okay, Ichika. I'm a bit worried too because I literally died like so quick on Okazaki's route. Like like as soon as I started, I basically picked the wrong option that was instant death. I passed through near alley to take a shortcut to my home. There aren't many streetlights along this path, so I usually avoided it. Take the shortcut, take the normal route. You see, I'm pretty sure this is instant death. No. No. Okay. Let me compose myself and save. I'm pretty sure. Oh god. They really like learning the instant death choice in the very beginning, huh? So obvious not to take the shortcut, but what if the shortcut's the right option here? Well, you know what? I have a death count for a reason. So let's take the normal route and see. If it's like instant death, then I shouldn't. Even though I was armed, I shouldn't tempt fate. Who knows what could happen? I tried to reduce myself. I should reduce myself. I should try to reduce risk to myself as much as possible. Reduce myself. I do that every day. I go back to my usual route and walk back home the same way I always do. Okay, we're in front of the apartment, so that's good. Woo! Woo! Okay, I think we're safe. The shortcut is taking the shortcut is like never the right choice, unless it's like we're talking about JoJo's Bizarre Adventure Stairwell 1. But I don't think a lot of people's gonna get that reference. But if you do get that reference, you bonus points from me. Like you should get a cookie for that. Oh my god. Maybe okay. I'm glad I got home before midnight. Time to jump in the bath and there's another pair of shoes neatly lined up next to Kazuki. Oh, it's his friend? These are Akito's shoes. One night we were staying the night, I went to Kazuki's room. Lights off. It was late, so I wouldn't be surprised if they were asleep. I'll ask him whether or not he asked Akito's family to let him stay over after he wakes. That decided, I went to take a bath to rid myself of the day's fatigue. Okazaki's food. I think we actually came back in time to talk. Not that that was fruitful. But for April, May. was the April May one? She forgot. X-Day incident report. Report of the X-Day incidents. April 1st, a video of 4 people looking like. Oh, okay. My English is not so great, despite being native. April 1st, a video of 4 people looking like tied-up police officers is broadcast at Shinjuku's train station. A voice masked by a voice changer listed the sins that the 4 had committed, and then declared that they would receive judgment. Then, countdown to X Day. 9? 9? Is that 9? For the double check. It is 9. Thank you. Countdown to XA9 was displayed. Many witnesses assumed the video as a prank, but the police traced the source of the broadcast and moved to investigate it. Then it was discovered that several police officers from Shinjuku precinct were missing. However, the investigation went nowhere and May 1st came. How could I forget this? They literally show this one at the very beginning. This time a video was broadcasted across Japan showing 4 costumed people with their heads covered. The police officers were shot one by one on video, and then the perpetrator declared this to be their judgment, and that was justice. The perpetrators called themselves Adonis. The nation was shocked. Adonis was the name of a terrorist organization which had attempted to assassinate the Prime Minister 2 years ago. Countdown to X Day 8. The countdown to their so-called rebirth continued. When the police reached the scene of the crime, they confirmed the death of 1 officer. Bloodstains of several other people were found at the scene, but the other 3 victims were not found, which I find very strange. Where are the other 3? It's assumed they died, right? But still, they've been missing for months. The Japanese public reacted in various ways to the countdown. There's no shortage of people in the world who deserve judgment for sins they've committed. Someone wanted to save this world that was filled with sorrow. To create their vision of an ideal world, the plan began smoothly. Oh boy. Suddenly I'm starting to get Death Note vibes. Where's Light Yagami when we don't need him? Oh, actually, throwing Light Yagami in the mix would not be ideal. Oh lord, this would be even more of a mess. That'd be kind of a fun game to play though. Does Death Note have any games? You're the cop trying to find, or you're like on L's side and trying to find, you know? That'd be kind of interesting. Oh well, I'm getting way sidetracked. Forgive me, guys. We had no intention of lightening our judgment. All would be rewarded. Until then. Back to you. December 8th, 6:30 a.m. I mixed sugar and chopped scallions into the scrambled egg and mixed them to rip out air in. Why? Besides, today it seems like my tongue is just not working. I guess maybe it's because I have not been streaming regularly. I didn't stream at all last week. Then I fried the mixture in a lightly oiled pan and finished cooking some fluffy eggs with scallion. This should be good for lunch. I looked towards my phone sitting on the dining table. Enomoto still hasn't gotten back to me. I had felt snubbed by the way that he said he didn't trust me and then just abruptly left in the middle of the conversation. I should talk to him in person if I want to get his trust. Maybe I should stop by the office today. Contemplating what to do, I continued to prepare breakfast. When Kazuki and Akito came into the living room, I just finished making breakfast. Let's say, oh yeah, play games. It's a cute jacket. Morning, Akito. We're totally happy to have you, but did you tell your parents you'd be here? Oh. Oh, no need. I like to meet her though. Your parent also looks after Kazuki sometimes as well. Kazuki still looks... looks like he doesn't want to be here. I glanced at Kazuki, he just turned away like it had nothing to do with him. Annoyingly, it's the same as ever. I just made breakfast. Please have some if you like.
いいんですか？実は起きた時、いい匂いするなって思ってたんです。
こんなの大したもんじゃねえよ。さっさと食って、さっきの話の続きしようぜ。
続きも何も、相手はあの一色さんだしさ。もう決めちゃっていいんじゃない？
意識。
そうなんですよ、お姉さん。実は和樹。
アキト、こいつはこんな話興味ねえよ。話すだけ無駄だ。
Just assume. Just assume that, but he has reason to. The sad expression, Kasky took a seat and started eating.
それじゃあ俺もいただきます。
Sure, help yourself. When I started breakfast, Kasky and Akita, I quietly sighed to myself. He didn't feel like talking to me. It was always cold to me at home, but Akita made it seem like that Katsuki had a wider group of friends. He played guitar as a hobby, so he might have met them through that. Huh. Wait. Ishiki is... I realized I had heard the name during a music program on TV a few days ago. No, there's no way a high school student would know someone famous enough to be on TV. I wonder if Ishiki is that dude that, you can follow in Okazaki's route and then be beaten to death by one of his Brandy girls. Brandy girl fans after you fail to meet him. Because it just wasn't meant to be in Okazaki's route. When I placed another dish in front of Akita, I looked at him. He met my eyes and then just started waking in his food. It doesn't look like he would tell me even if I decide to ask. I was curious, but it was about time to leave for work, so I quickly cleaned up and left. I wonder if it's going to be resolved. The relationship between Ichika and Asuka in this route too. Because it was resolved by the end of Okazaki's route. Yeah, their issues with each other. I hope so. It's not great having this kind of rocky sibling relationship. On top of, like, the fact that she could die any moment. That's not fun. Soon after I arrived, I set about answering a stream of phone calls. Yesterday's incident has been publicly acknowledged as being tied to X-Day. I've been prepared for this to an extent, but still stung to know that we had failed to prevent another X-Day attack. I answered every phone call as sincerely as I could. At some point in the day, I made eye contact with Mochida. He looked exhausted. Oh, poor Mochida. Are you alright, Mochida?
お前こそ平気か？さっき怒鳴られてるのが受話器越しに聞こえたぞ。
Oh god, sound like half dead. And someone was at the scene yesterday. He was asking why we were being dishonest, and then it just immediately announced I was an X-Day crime.
あの時はコインの解析結果がまだ出てなかったからな。
Once I explained that to her, we couldn't lightly spread unverified information, so I think she got it.
そうか。俺の方も似たり寄ったりだ。これ以上区民の不安を煽るような事件は。
There seems to be some commotion again.
ひょっとすると。
おい、動画サイトだ。X デー事件の動画が上がってる。
Oh yeah, I was about to mention too, like, again, I'm gonna refer back to Okazaki's route a lot because that's the only route I've done. But wasn't there like another one like right after the guy in the apartment that was killed in his apartment? The fire at the park, right? That what's going to show now? In Okazaki's route, we were like first-hand witnesses to that, but obviously because Okazaki doesn't care for us in this route. You know, he didn't get to walk us towards the park where that happened. Upon hearing those words, I reflexively began typing on the keyboard. Oh, this voice. Ugh, I hate this voice. Oh, is this a park somewhere? There's a fire in the public restroom. Oh my god. Oh god, I want to skip this. Just because of the voice.
多くの女性を恐怖に陥れた輩にアドニスが裁きの鉄槌を下します。
The dark figure was visible in the warring flames. Could that be? Oh.
通報が相次いでる。手遅れだろうな。昨日と同様、特防にも応援要請が来てる。星野、お前はここで待機だ。
Stand by. Huh? But.
こっちはこっちで人手がいるからな。
Okay. And anyways, it's not our case to do because that case that the Adonis, that awful Adonis voice was talking about was actually the case that Ichigo takes over in Okazaki's route, so we're just bystanders this time, unfortunately. Yes, sir. After that, I kept answering the turn of phone calls, repeating my responses and apologies. December 8th, 1 p.m. After a while, the panic finally died down and I finally got a break. Woo! That was really tiring. I was feeling overwhelmed by sleepiness. Yeah? Ah, Sakura. I turned to face the voice and Sakura was standing there holding a large hot dog. Thanks for checking out. I really like her in a little uniform. Her field uniform is cute. And imagining her holding a hot dog is just even cuter to my imagination. Adonis. Wait, today's been confirmed too? Jesus Christ. They're really going at it this month, huh? I'm not wasting time. The July case. Yesterday's crime was related to August, and now this one's related to July. That's right. The same in the video said, please. Okay, I was gonna say, please don't show the voice again. All our fellow women who have endured such terror, that's just a connection to a stalker. December 8th incident has been added to it. Leo. Excuse me. I went over to the side of the guy and looked at my phone. Yes. Sazuka, come to the office today. Yeah, I don't have the right to refuse, and plus, after this incident, we have to. Doesn't want to go. No, not really. I forgot how it looks like she's enjoying this. A song reached for my head and Sakura chortled. Oh. Okay. I picked up my lunch and coat and went to the roof to join Sakura for lunch. It's nice, actually. I mean, I do like my 2D boys too, but you know, the ladies. As one might expect, being that it was December, nobody besides us was eating up on the roof. When is there going to be an Otome game, like a mainstream Otome game, where like there's an option to romance one of the ladies? Because there's actually been a couple Otome games that I've played so far that I was like, I kind of wish, you know, I could, you know, we could have a route, you know, for one of the ladies. That would be really nice, because some of the ladies in this game, in these games, are kind of, you know, kind of hot as well. You know, and this is coming from someone who's like straight. Like, I'm straight as can be, but I would really like to see that. There might be one already. Might be a game like that already, but I haven't encountered it. And I'm talking about mainstream. I'm not talking about indie Otome games. I know there's quite a few indie Otome games that do have like, you know, male, female, like everything in between options. But you know, for mainstream, no. As one might expect, being okay. Even with the coat, it's pretty cold up here.
私は結構外にいること多いから、大して気にならないけど。
Sat next to each other on the bench, and Sakura Gara chopped down her hot dog. Where did she get that? From the cafeteria? She sure loves her food. Look at her go. Watching her eat made me hungry, and I opened up my lunchbox.
Oh, そのミートボール美味しそう。
You can have one if you'd like.
いいの？欲しいな。あんた分かってんね。
Sakura Gara popped a meatball into her mouth, then her eyes lit up.
うまい。ねえ、もう一個もらっていい？
Go ahead. Yoshi took such delight in my cooking, I ended up just giving her all of the meatballs I'd made. Oh, Ichigo's so nice. I'd have wanted at least, like, half. Quarter? An eighth?
いやー、なんか力がみなぎってきた気がする。あんたと知り合いになってよかったわ。
You're flattering me.
で、どう？ X デー事件の捜査は進んでるわけ？
I'm working with Enomoto now, but it's actually not going very well.
なんで？Enomotoなんてあの事務所の中じゃ一番扱いやすいじゃん。
You would think, actually, by just glancing at them. Though Yanagi is also up there for, like, easiest to deal with, to be totally honest. I would have guessed Yanagi. But, I guess we can't pursue him. Really? He seems to be avoiding me, though.
避けられる？ああ、それはあれでしょ。あいつ、女に免疫ないから。
え？
ムカつくことに、私に対してはそうでもないんだけどさ。女と1対1で話したり、目を合わせたりするだけで胸が苦しくなるらしいよ。
He's that bad? We made eye contact when we talked yesterday, though he looked away immediately.
あいつって見るからに。と、かわいそうだから明言はしないでやるか。
Obviously, what?
まあ、慣れれば落ち着いてくるだろうからさ。広い心で待ってやりなよ。
Huh. Well, I felt like it was more because he didn't trust me than because I'm a woman. Yeah. What with the fall and everything. Her connection to Adonis, but still, I learned that I had to be sensitive around them, so this has been informative.
あ、そうだ。Enomotoが頼れないなら、佐竹さんを紹介しようか。
Yeah, Sadake?
そう。機捜のベテラン刑事で X デー事件の初動捜査に関わってる人。Enomotoも在職時代には俺の師匠だっつって慕っててね。まあ実際、佐竹さんは義理人情に熱いとこあるし、何かと助けてくれると思うよ。
Hope so. I should always get that information about the crimes, but this is giving me a chance to learn more about Enomoto. Oh, please introduce us.
了解。時間見つけてあんたのことは話しといてあげる。
Thank you. Sakura. So nice.
ま、このくらいはね。ミートボールのお礼ってことで。
Oh, yes. So glad I packed meatballs for lunch today. Yeah, I forgot she likes her meat. I could be introduced to a valuable ally in exchange for a portion of my lunch. Excited me enough to forget about the cold. Looks like Mochi still isn't back. Maybe I can take a few minutes. Sakura got lent me the April and May case files, figuring I need them for my investigations. I read through the files. Can we read through them? 4 police officers have been taken captive and one of them has been confirmed killed. Okay, we're getting more info, because I was about to say, is this just going to be the exact same? I doubt it, but... Let's see, the victim was Yuta Fuji, an officer who worked at a local police box. In April, Adonis had listed the sins that the officers had committed. 2 years ago, he had performed a mistaken arrest. However, the matter had been quickly set up for it. The people he mistakenly arrested were Yasuhiro Ishiki and Tomoki Ogata. Oh, Ishiki, that name. Is it the same guy? What, Kazuki and I was talking about? Yasuhiro Ishiki. I heard the name this morning. Ah, now I remember. He wasn't as well known at the time, but his arrest made the news. My meatballs had got me the files, and Sakuga had told me to pay her back whenever I felt like it. But she was always going to introduce me to Satake, so I couldn't keep asking her for help. Who else can I ask? Shiraishi came to mind. He had shown an unusual interest in my collar. I haven't met him. Not sure I want to do this, but here goes. Okay, so I had to go to Shiraishi. I was gonna say, I was trying to go to... Because after Okazaki's route, I wondered if we could go to like the firing range. The factors are shooting. Because obviously, you learned at the end of Okazaki's route that you have to fire your gun. And that could... And depending on if you get it right, if you like shoot correctly or not, you can actually get a bad or good end, which I'm just like, oh my god. So in these cases, I was like, can you go to the firing range? But you can't. I'm like pressing A, but I can't go. So we have to go straight. So the game really only lets you practice shooting in the very beginning of the game. So I'm definitely gonna go back and like practice before we get to the Enomoto's last chapter. What was he again? Forensics, was it? No, it's not forensics. It's the rooftop. Oh, it was... There we go. I was like, field somewhere. Which one? Alright, Tilly the door and open it. Shiraishi was waiting for me, grinning. Oh, Saki knew. Did he? Looked like everyone else was out.
君が4月と5月の事件を担当することになったって柳くんから聞いて、そのうち来るかなとは思ってたんだ。何せ榎本くんは捜査に本腰を入れているとは思えないからね。たとえ苦手でも、君は俺のところに来るしかない。
The way he got everything like 100% scares me. It really does. It's not that I don't like you. I wouldn't put it that way.
取り繕わなくてもいいよ。君露骨に俺のことを疑ってたもんね。
Just because the way you act and talk is not the most friendly.
言うね。やっぱり君は面白い。榎本くんじゃなくて俺のパートナーになってくれればよかったのに。
Typo. Right there. It should be instead of Enomoto. They both have bizarre fashion sense, but Shiraishi's hard to deal with. So about the cases. I ignored the partner issue and tried to steer the conversation back on topic.
何でもいいから知りたいって顔に書いてある。でも俺いまいちこの事件には興味が湧かなかったんだよね。
I don't think the problem is whether it's interesting or not. I fought back the urge to ask for his input. Shiraishi picked up a tablet.
4月の X デー事件の動画。まあ君も当然見たことあるでしょ?
Yes, but the police had thoroughly scrubbed the video from the internet, so it's hard to find anything now.
さらっと流し見するのと本格的に事件を調べるの前提で見るのとじゃ違うからね。ひょっとしたら新たな発見があるかもよ。
With that, Shiraishi tapped the screen and replayed the April video.
汚れた日本を再生するため、これより X デイへのカウントダウンを開始します。彼らは警察官として悪を裁く立場にいながら罪を犯しました。今ここにいる4名の罪を白日のもとにさらします。違法捜査、5人逮捕、暴力団との裏取引、横領、証拠品の捏造、取り調べでの暴力行為、自己保身や出世のために他者を踏みにじり、自殺へ追い込むなど、彼らの行いにより、心に傷を負うばかりか、命を絶った者もいたのです。しかし彼らは罪を償うことなく野放しにされています。このようなことが果たして許されるのでしょうか。彼らのような犯罪者には裁きを下さなければなりません。我々の目的はただ一つ。この新宿区を再生の足がかりとし、 汚染を浄化していくことにあります。恐れを抱いた者はこの地を去ってください。我々は引き止めはしません。ですがどこにいたとしても我々の裁きは下ります。例外はありません。我々は世界の断りを再生させる。弱者が虐げられるだけの世の中を変えるのです。X デイへのカウントダウン9。
Naples, you don't understand what they meant by judgment, but in May it was made crystal clear.
この動画が流出した当初、世間の人々は肯定的だった。
That's how they...
官憲の不祥事はとても叩きやすくてね、権威をかさに威張ってる人間を地に落とす。民衆はそんな展開が大好きなんだ。
Most comedy director at those people. Oh, yeah. That's also the case for, you know, in real life too.
だから警察官の犯罪は格好のネタになる。あの警察官最低だよねって具合にさ。でもそれはあくまでネタ。そんなに深くは掘り下げられない。せいぜいあの動画が本当なら彼らは裁かれるべきぐらいのものだ。でも5月の事件で風向きが変わった。君、あの時流れた動画は検証した？
No.
かなり拡散されたからまだネット上に残ってるみたいだけど。
Why she brought up that video on the tab and showed it to me? Right, another video. I don't like this voice because they sound a bit too excited and a bit too like eager and gung ho. What's to come next? It's like, yay! We're about to execute y'all. Oh, ow. My elbow, I guess. That's what I get for acting uncharacteristically excitable. I wonder why they covered their heads though. I feel like there's a reason for that. Like a specific reason. Like what's the point? Besides, I guess... I don't know, because we saw the identities before in the first video. Why put the mask on now besides... I guess to like... But that wouldn't make sense either, because I was like to downplay, make it less gruesome, I guess, like with the shooting. But then that doesn't make sense because look, it still looks it still looks pretty kind of gruesome, except it just looks a bit like creepy with the animal heads on. I don't know. I'm gonna stop thinking. Yeah, like that. It's just like so like so happy. Sorry, I don't know why, but the silence feels like it's judging me and my terrible Japanese. I apologize. Well, to Shiraishi and Hoshino, they didn't need to hear that. It's so hard to believe that people's deaths had been broadcast live to the public in this way. Moreover, the perpetrator talked like they felt no remorse.
この動画を見て、世間は異常だ、殺すのはやりすぎと批判しだした。現場には1名の遺体が残されてたけど、他3名は結婚のみで行方知れず。まあでも事件発生から7ヶ月になるから、もうどこかで処理されちゃってるかもね。
Jesus Christ. Should I? She spoke casually of such things. He was gazing into my eyes.
君は動画を見てどう思った?
I thought. Playing's going too far. The methods are wrong. I wonder what choice this serves. I'll save. Killing is going too far, the methods are wrong. Interesting. Interesting. What should I choose? It's interesting that we can choose their methods are wrong, implying that maybe Ichika doesn't mind them being killed. I'm gonna say their methods are wrong because I'm really interested in what she says in this. I don't know what this choice, these kind of choices, and I still haven't figured out what these particular choices call it X Malice signify or what it affects. But yeah. But I actually placed an index finger on my mouth as I was about to voice my thoughts. And his fingers moved down until it landed on the collar. Did my choice not matter? I know you knew that he wasn't talking about another person in the room, but he tried not to talk about it directly.
署内で聞き込みもいいけど、意見を求められたときどう答えるかちゃんと考えて発言しないと殺されちゃうかもしれないよ。
Oh shit. The killing words made me swallow hard.
犯人からの手紙を見た日からずっと考えてたんだけど。
He's right. He's right. Ichika needs to show some restraint.
犯人は君のことを我々の良き理解者で崇高な意志を継ぐ可能性を秘めている人間と評していた。犯人は君を同類だと思っている。でもまだ同志とは認めていない。
Why she let you tap the collar?
これはいわば試験じゃないかな。そう、テストみたいなものだよ。犯人のお眼鏡にかなうかどうか、それを試すために用意されたアイテム。だから君が犯人の掲げる正義に反したことをした場合、危害を加えられるか、あるいは見込み違いと判定されて殺される。
But she gazed at me and walked away. Without realizing it, I'd start trembling.
今後は発言に注意した方がいい。特に今のように質問を求められる場面では細心の注意を払うこと。いいね。
I'm thinking back to both the choices, and both of the choices didn't sound great, actually. One said out loud. Oh Lord. I guess this must be foreshadowing something in the future chapter. Yes, I'll be more careful from now on. But she has a point. I've only been thinking about preventing people from knowing about the call.
軽率な言動を改めさせるには疑似体験をさせるのが一番。どう？聞いたでしょ？その様子だと身に染みたみたいだね。それじゃ死なない程度に頑張って。
He says it. I can tell this dude doesn't care if we die or not. Thank you very much. Concerned about how much he seemed to enjoy that, I left field support behind. Did he even get what we came there for? After lunch, I returned to my standard job of answering phone calls. I forgot why we went in the first place. Mostly I just returned from working at the crime scene, meaning that my police work for today was over. I would say if we go— oh yeah, we have to go to the office. I was about to say go back home. Oops. I had to go over to the office to Sasazuka summoning me. Though I'm not going to be able to offer much since I didn't go to the crime scene today. All I can report is that today's incident looks like it has some connection to the X-Day case from July. Which I feel like they already know. I figured out already. I can already hear him calling me a useless stupid cat. Wait, no. I can tell that I'm going to be able to talk to Sasuke. Just have to suck up whatever they threw at me. Patience was key. So, answering phone calls for 2 homicides in 2 days really wore me out. I yawn. No, him popping up legitimately surprised me. So I made such like an ugly sound. What's he doing here? I thought I was alone, so I completely relaxed. I immediately shut my mouth to hide the fact that I gave me on the moment ago. God. And I had more time to mentally prepare for this dude. Oh. This is awkward. Incredibly awkward. I wonder if he'd see me making a weird look or something. I saw that. That subtle back, like him backing away. And then once the slowly backed away from me, his lips curled into a frown. Farther back. Huh? Wait, huh? Out of the blue, he turned and sprinted away from me. Why are you running? Wait! Huh? I followed him, but like Yanagi mentioned, his experience wasn't just for show. I gradually fell behind, so I completely lost sight of Enomoto. What is this kid's deal? Wait, oh, my attempt to chase after him, I had stumbled and fallen. I'd scraped my knee in the fall, and now it burned. Ooh. The most had gone away, and I'd taken a massive spill. When it rained, it certainly poured. Yeah, what a saying. I sighed and tried to stand up. I noticed a shadow racing toward me. Oh, yes. I just scraped my knee. Sure is. I'm not gonna even sugarcoat words. You wouldn't have been running if it wasn't for him. No, I was just careless. No, Ichika, you could be ruthless this time for once. Yeah. だってどう考えても俺が逃げたせいで女に怪我させるとか男としてやっちゃいけねえっていうかかっこ悪すぎだろ I only tripped, but I don't seem rather taking it back on this. Yeah, you don't have to. Yeah, I know I was just like criticizing just now before, but like he doesn't have to make that big of it. I'm just joshing. I'm just teasing you. Nothing much. Please don't worry about me. Baka! そんなわけにいくか! It's okay. It's beauty. It's no problem.
どうせタケルに呼び出されて事務所に行く途中なんだろだったら俺が運んでってやるよ
Noah got on his knees in front of me and looked expressively at me.
いいから遠慮すんな
But
ああもうじれったいなしゃがんでやってんだから早くしろって
What is he getting all mad at me for? He's the one that ran off. I really wanted to refuse, but I felt sorry for Enomoto because he looked so harried and desperate. Well, if you don't mind then. Oh. Her knee does look actually quite scraped right there. Oh, and her tights. Well, you can replace them. What's wrong?
あんまギュッと抱きつくと背中にあれだこれ式のことでどうしてどうするこういう時は考えるな感じろ違う感じてどうするそうじゃなくて心を無にしてたな
Yeah, Ichika. I was like, Ichika's expression really mirrors my own right now, too. It's like, is he okay? I'm too heavy. Should I get down?
バカ言えこれくらい全然重くねえってのつうか軽すぎなくらいだちゃんと飯食ってんのかお前
wish a guy would say that to me, but it would never happen. Looking at my pudgy stomach. And Oto's tone softened slightly and he started walking.
さっきは逃げて悪かった。メールも返信してねえしさ。
Yeah, I'm shocked at you running off.
そうだよな。思いっきり感じ悪かったよな、俺。
I'm glad you came back to me though. You just left me behind.
いや、そりゃ、だって。
I thought he actually was kind of too far ahead for her to see that she had tripped and fallen, but he came zooming back. Did you guys hear that sound effect?
あれで無視とか、男が廃るじゃねえか。女が困ってたら、手を差し伸べてこそ、真の男ってもんだし。戦国時代でも、女を大切に扱った武将の逸話は多いからな。
Enomoto, are you a big history buff or something?
お、なんだ、お前も好きなのか?
I don't know much about the Sengoku era, but Edo is a bit more my style. I would say I'm into it, but I do have a passing interest in history.
その辺の尺度は人それぞれだからな。ちなみに日本史と世界史どっちが好きだ?
Japanese, if I had to choose. I can never remember all the names from world history. Oh, I'm a bit of both. If I had to say so personally. I still don't know about Japanese history. Like,
ああ、わかるわかる。カタカナばっかでむずいよな。俺も日本史、特に戦国時代が好きでさ。
Because like I feel like it's talked about a lot actually. Like games. I think like in Persona as well. But there was a history teacher, I think, of Persona. Not Persona. Yeah, I can't remember if it was Persona 3 or 4. That was a history teacher who was really passionate about a certain era of Japanese history. I want to say it was a Sengoku, but I don't remember. It might have been even an earlier era. Anyways, I'm I'm going on a tangent again. I not along with his opinion, earnest agreement.
武将の生き様ときたら最高に痺れるぜ。織田信長、武田信玄、豊臣秀吉。
Yes, for the two of those names. And Moto cheerfully recounted the names of famous historical figures. As I listened, a sudden realization dawned upon me. The Sengoku period. Ah, is that why you wear an eye patch?
その様子だと気づいたみたいだな。そう、この眼帯、これこそ。かの有名な独眼竜、伊達政宗公を俺がリスペクトしてる。何よりの証。
I've heard of that name before too, but I don't know much about him.
どうよ、最高にかっけえだろ。
I have a feeling that eye patch was just decoration. Decoration? Not how you say it. Yeah, decoration. Or is there really going to be a deeper meaning in later chapter? I feel like I just want it to be like decorations, like he's just wearing it because it's cool. I don't need a deeper reading behind why he's wearing an eye patch. I mean, this is Enomoto. I don't think it should be that deep.
お前、今笑った？今のは笑うとこじゃねえよ。
Just cute. Yes, I did.
これ、笑うなっての。俺は笑わせたくて言ってんじゃねえ。本気なんだぞ。っていうか、どこに笑う部分あったよ。
But it was cute. It is.
なぜだ。なぜみんなこの話をすると笑ったり生温かい目になるんだ。
No. I think it's pretty. I mean, it is cute, but I'm not laughing like at you. I just think, for me at least, I think it's nice though that he has someone that he looks up to in the mix in a way. It's always good to have like you. I laughed there surely because of Enomoto's personality, not because I was making fun of his fondness of history.
後にも先にも柳先輩だけだぜ。黙って俺の話を聞いてくれたのはさ。
I like the best. I wanted to assume that was because he wasn't sure how to react. Yeah, I'm pretty sure in his mind he was just like, that's good for you, Enomoto. I can't bring down this child.
いいよ別に。女にこのロマンがわかるかっつうの。
Hey, what's that supposed to mean? Oh, but I do think the way people lived was rather dramatic. They left us many wise sayings and teachings. We can learn a lot from them.
言うじゃん。でも、内心呆れてんじゃねえの？タケルにも散々バカにされたしな。
Not shocked. I think it's wonderful that you're so passionate about history. Indeed, I really like history myself. I actually really do. Like, for once, I know a lot of people find like history to be a boring class, but I've always liked the really like back in high school. Actually, I was gonna say really the only AP class that I took world history, but no. Actually, world history was my first AP class that I felt comfortable taking, if that's anything. If that's anything to go by. I never took European history. I'm not sure why. Actually. I had to take American history. That was we had to. No, honestly, I like world history. I don't know very much about history, so please tell me some more next time. Although Enomoto's reply was curt, he definitely seemed happier. And I was happy that he decided to meet me halfway. Yeah, he actually opened up his own way. Although he told me to get down once we got to the office, Enomoto continued up the stairs with me on his back.
よし、到着っと。俺、消毒液と絆創膏を持ってくるな。
Remember down on the sofa, Enomoto quickly went deeper into the room. Forgot to thank him.
昨日とはえらい違いだな。
Kazuka's eyes look so wide. Kazuka has been watching us. His eyes brightened slightly.
待たせたな、星野。さあ、これを使え。
Enomoto rushed back over to me with a first aid kit. Thank you. I disinfected the wound and put a bandage on it. I finally sighed.
大丈夫か？
Just a little scrape. It'll be fine. More importantly, thank you for carrying me all that way.
いいよ、礼なんて。元はといえば俺のせいだし。
Oh yeah, I can see the little blush under his eye. Seeing Enomoto look away, I smiled softly.
で、
Just as the mood was finally calm, Sadazuka interrupted it. Sorry for making you wait. You called me here because...
焼死事件についてに決まってんだろ。知ってること話せ。
Well, I knew it'd be about that. I was getting accustomed to Sadazuka's brusque manner. I didn't go to the scene today, but the information I got from Sakuragawa said... Interesting.
なるほどな。昨日は8月。今日は7月の事件に関わりがあると。
I'm concerned about that too. They also seem to be somewhat sudden crimes.
そうそう。俺も全く同じことを思ってた。気になるよな。
ろくに考えねえで周りに合わせてんのがバレバレなんだよ、バカが。
なんだよ。考えなしでも直感で気になったっていいだろ。
Oh, what did I do? It's pressed the wrong button. Normally Yanagi would intervene here to calm Enomoto down. Where is Yanagi today?
捜査に出たっきり帰ってきてない。あの人のことだし、足で情報を集めてんだろう。
I see. I was checking the audio again, just to double check that everything's fine. Like almost 2 hours into streaming. Must be difficult to investigate after creating the police. I was sympathizing with Yanagi, so Sasuke snored at me in derision.
毒仕込まれた首輪をつけられてる割に随分落ち着いてんな。
え？
お前ってさ、本気で事件解決する気あんの？
Of course I am.
どうだか。もっと死ぬ気で捜査しねえと、そこにいるお偉い犯罪者様に殺されるぞ。
Both Shiraishi and Sasuke now. Why is everyone feeling the need to remind me of the collar? It wasn't if I didn't think about it. I could feel the cool metal of the collar with every heartbeat and always brought me down.
首輪についてはさ、あんま触れない方がいいんじゃね？もし好きでやられたんじゃねえなら、こいつだって怖いだろうし。
Surprisingly, Enomoto suddenly stood up in my defense. But Sasuke only directed his caustic gaze at him and sighed disdainfully.
アドニスに繋がるかもしんねえやつを一番嫌ってたのはどこのドイツだ？
それは変わんねえよ。こいつの疑惑が晴れたわけでもない。けど、わざわざ首輪のこと挑発する必要だってねえはずだろ。
他人にかまけてる暇あるのかよ。自分の捜査全く進展してねえくせに。
それは。
Enomoto looked down and chewed his lip. Watching him, Sasuke clicked his tongue.
だんまりかよ。お前何のためにここにいるわけ？
Well, that is true. I remember Yanagi brought that up. I can't remember if this was in Okazaki's route or during the latter half of the prologue, but they did mention Enomoto wasn't really doing much with his own investigation. And I was really thinking why that is before I even started his route. Guess we'll learn.
起訴をやめたのも事件を追うためだろ。だったら、そのために動いてみせろよ。
Enomoto opened his mouth as if to retort, but then hung his head helplessly again. Why doesn't he say anything? I resisted the impulse to ask the obvious question. Though we were working on the same cases, I still didn't know why Enomoto had decided to investigate them. When I asked him before, he said he didn't trust me and then dashed away at full speed. But he carried me all the way here after I fell. Even if his doubts had created a gap between us, he seemed like someone who was kind enough not to ignore a person in need. Someone like him had quit the police to pursue this complex string of crimes. He had to have good reasons. Suka. I hesitantly spoke up. I just became partners with Enomoto and I don't know him very well. But if he quit the police to chase this, I think he had to have his reasons. You must know them too. But if you're criticizing him just because he hasn't shown results yet, so isn't any progress better than none?
バカ猫の分際で言ってくれんじゃねえか。
He glared at me and I tensed up in fear, but I couldn't back down. You're tensed up in fear because of this little shorty. No, he's pretty intimidating. I feel like if I met a person like him, like, personally, I would be like, no matter how small or big they are.
まあ逃げ回ってばっかで自分の意見もろくに言えねえやつよりはマシか。
Sasuke, still glaring at Enomoto, gave him an indecipherable look and continued.
バカ猫の言う通りだな。俺が何か言ったところで何も変わらねえ。お前がいつまでも立ち止まってる限りな。そこにいるだけじゃ無意味なんだよ。
Last remark, he picked up his notebook, computer, and left the office. Enomoto murmured to himself. He seemed terribly depressed. I'm sure whether I should continue down this topic. I didn't know what to say to Enomoto. This turned out to be kind of rare. December 8th, 7 p.m. In the end, we were both cowed by Sasuke's words and decided to leave the office. Once I had calmed down, I remembered the things I had blurted out. Enomoto, I'm sorry for being so presumptuous with you, Sasuke.
いや、お前が謝ることねえよ。むしろ、あんな形でかばわれるとは思わなかった。
We both walked for a while, ending up at the front of the train station. Imagine these. Something up? Has anyone been glancing over at me for a while now? Oh. His eyes are do tend to be shifty, if you've been noticing, which is actually kind of a nice touch. Is there something on my face?
ああ、違う違う。そうじゃなくてよ。ここで会った時、あくびしてたなって。
He did see. I had a feeling he was probably watching her like sometime before we noticed him. Please forget you saw that.
そんなに恥ずかしがることねえだろ。いろんな事件が立て続けに起こってんだ。精神的にも肉体的にも。疲れてんだから無理ねえよ。
And what surprised me? I thought he would laugh at me.
でさ、そんな状態でタケルの毒舌攻撃なんか食らったら、そりゃひとたまりもねえっつうか。気を落とすのが普通だと思うぜ。俺をかばっちまったから余計に睨まれてたし。あいつ、気遣いとか知らねえから。
Enomoto's pain expression, I couldn't help but give him a bit of a smile. I chose to do that myself. Besides, I still haven't lost my hope or heart yet. I'm going to put my all into standing up to Adonis from now on.
お前って強いんだな。いろいろ。
What's that supposed to mean? I feel like you're making fun of me.
してねえよ。よし！英気を養うために、このミネオ様が飯をおごってやろう。
Really? Wait, what? And now?
いいからいいから。これぞ、兵は神速を尊ぶってやつだ。
This idiom refers to combat where a moment's delay can lose the battle, so being swift and decisive is of the utmost importance. Yeah, I actually feel like I've heard this before. I don't think that's what the saying means.
いいんだよ。こういうのはノリと雰囲気が大事なんだ。
It's amazing to see Enomoto attempting to safely wave a fan in the heart of winter. He's trying. He really is. I see. An army marches on its stomach, does it?
そうだ。戦の前の腹ごしらえは基本中の基本だ。遠慮せず、たらふく食え。
Then I'll take you up on that offer.
苦しゅうない。
Oh!
じゃあ、早速行こうか。
Okazaki, where did you come from? I was thinking we haven't seen him at all since starting Enomoto's route, and then he just walks up. Oh no. Sir, you can't be jumping in like that, especially right after doing your route. I can't. My feelings are still raw for Okazaki. And here he is being, in K-pop, we would call that a bias vector. Actually, I kind of think I used that term for wrong too. Oh, Okazaki?
こんばんは、猫さん。
Or
俺も仕事が終わってお腹が減ってたんだ。ミネオくんがおごってくれるなんてラッキーだね。
いやいやいや、誰もお前にまでおごるなんて言ってねえけど。てか、まずどっから出てきたんだよ、お前は。気配もなく近づいてくんな、忍者か。
まあまあ、細かいことを気にする男はモテないよ。
モテないだと。いいだろう。だったら存分に味わわせてやるよ。この榎本峰夫様の懐の深さ、細かいことをスルーする生き様をな。
やった。ここ数日あんまり食べてなかったからたくさん食べようっと。
days, Okazaki, please take care of yourself. I know we're not on your route to heal you this time, but please, I beg.
なんだって。財布。
Now he cares.
札はある。しかし1000円札。ギリ5000円あるかないかか。
Oh boy. That's not a lot, but if you go to a cheap restaurant, it won't be too much of a problem, I think. For 3 people. Yeah, I was about to say too, like, at this point, with Okazaki joining, I'd have been like, okay, maybe we should have 2. Do I chip in?
いや、男に二言はない。お前は気にすんな。足りるかな。
Are we going to be okay?
ねえ、早く行こうよ。ステーキが俺を呼んでるんだ。
You want steak?
はあ？ステーキだと？いやいや、待て待て、落ち着け。今日はあれだ。肉は危ない。
Dangerous?
つうことで、今日は俺の行きつけの店に行くからな。反論は許さねえぞ。ノーモア贅沢だ。
I think it's someplace cheap and follow Enomoto though. At least I've learned a little bit about the kind of person Enomoto is. Okazaki.
お前がいつまでも立ち止まってる限りな。そこにいるだけじゃ無意味なんだよ。
Based on the way Zuka phrased it, something must have happened in the past. Maybe Enomoto would tell me about someday, not now. I hope we would have more mutual trust as partners by then. I don't think anything's gonna come by that Okazaki has butted his way into your plans. That's what I was hoping for, at least. Ooh, who are we looking at? The police. Belief in justice. Rejection of evil. A wish to put others' needs before yours. A desire to save others. I chose this path because I believed in that. I never turned back. I had always looked straight ahead. How did I end up here? Where had I taken a wrong turn? All I knew for sure was I had been foolish to be so blindly devoted. Now I was trapped in cold reality. My fleeting dreams vanished into thin air. I have no idea how far I will fall. All I can do now is await judgment.